Doucette ready for business here. A couple of young guys with a number of fights on their records already, so
should be, with the weight class and the experience and the age, it should make for a pretty exciting fight.
I think so. There'll be a lot of action, I'm sure. This bout brought to you by Coldwell Banker Commercial, Team Smanage Muay Thai, CRS Merrill Insurance, Arashido Martial Arts, Advanced Metal United Communities, 5 rounds of 2 minutes at 147 pounds between Edmonton's Eddy Chang out of Frank Lee's gym with a record of 7-0, taking on Ethan Doucette out of Team Smanage Muay Thai with a 6-5 record. Jason Jolene checking everyone's equipment, making sure they're ready for action.
All right, guys, you know the rules. Let's have a good, clean fight. When I say stop, stop fighting immediately. So step back, take one full step back, and wait my command. Okay? Touch gloves, return to your corner.
Let's go, Ethan!
Ethan Doucette, Eddy Chang, ready for action.
Nice leg kick.
The fighter's starting off the casual pace, but some quick strikes. I don't think we should blink in this one. These guys are fast.
Ethan's doing a good job with that left kick. Again, you hear me say it time and time again, that left kick is really important when you have two orthodox fighters.
Right kick, Ethan!
He's got him hemmed in the corner here a little bit, but Ethan moving out.
Nice angle.
Move. Yeah, nice to make him miss there.
That kick, left kick. Just missed with that right overhand, and there's that left kick. You see that step over. That's what nullifies that ability to throw the counter. That's what's so important when you have two orthodox people, especially if the guy you're fighting is a puncher. You want to go high on those forearms. Step in with that elbow attempt. Nice. There we go. The step over wins that exchange.
A little blood coming from Eddy Chang's nose. I think that elbow may have landed up the middle. Last 10 seconds of our first of 5 rounds.
Move, Ethan!
Good first round. A little bit of waiting, I think, on both of them.
Blood coming from Eddy's nose.
Yeah, I think that was that elbow up the middle that may have, he stepped in and kind of landed. Both guys went in at the same time. I think that's what caught him there. But nothing that's going to slow him down, that's for sure.
Ethan needs to keep going with that left. Eddy seems to have some pretty strong hands. Haven't found the mark yet, but sometimes punching just takes some time to just dial that in.
Yeah, you're right. Ethan did have some success with that left kick.
Absolutely. Eddy needs to keep sort of cutting off that ring and then explosively jumping in and using those hands. We'll see if they go to some clinch, but that's what Eddy needs to do. He needs to start cutting off that ring and then getting to the inside.
I'm not sure if Ethan's looking to counter fight a little bit, or counter strike a bit. He was kind of waiting a few times there. Waiting, tapping, and then
He has, to be,
kind of goes. So.
he has to be careful about an explosive opponent getting his back up along the ropes.
And Eddy Chang is explosive, very. He's really going to that left kick. He must be at the Cody School of Muay Thai.
So far, Ethan not getting himself in trouble on those ropes, but I'm not sure if he's helping himself either.
Hit first, Ethan.
Nice step out with that kick to the low on Eddy.
Eddy Chang looking like the aggressor here, but not really cutting the ring, kind of following Ethan
Nope.
around. Oh, nice kick.
Step in knee.
Sweet, nice spin.
Very nice, Ethan.
He's tired, Ethan. You got it, Ethan. Hands up, bud. Use your hands, Ethan. Come on, bud.
Eddy Chang chasing around there. A little bit of trying to cut her in, keep him in the corner.
Hit first, Ethan.
You can hear
Nothing really landing.
Ethan Doucette's corner calling for him to hit first. He is waiting a little bit and letting Eddy Chang take it to him.
You often see that when one guy lands a flashy move, someone will try to follow up right away with another flashy move.
You got a spinning elbow, I got a spinning kick.
Yep.
Here we go.
This is a place that Ethan, he's had so far pretty good defense, kind of fading off those punches, but
Falling into the clinch there. Not much happening in the clinch. Good second round. Eddy Chang kind of pushing the pace a little bit, but Ethan landed some good shots there. It's in good control. He's waiting a little bit, and I can see his coach giving him that advice.
But so far, Ethan's doing a good job of, even though he's on the ropes, when there's that flurry coming, he doesn't seem too phased.
He
He's
doesn't
staying
stay
welcome.
there for long.
Nope.
Right? He's getting pinned a little bit, but then as soon as the action comes, he's out of there.
Nice sweep.
Just missing with the elbow there. And then Eddy Chang follows up with his spinning kick right after, which missed by a mile. So this bout brought to you by Caldwell Banker Commercial, Teams Managed, Muay Thai, CRS Merrill Insurance, Arashido Martial Arts, Advanced Metal, and United Communities. Eddy Chang taking on Ethan Doucette here of Calgary.
Eddy needs to sort of disguise his punches. Yes, you want to land your punch, but the worst way to land a cross is by trying to throw your cross immediately.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, he's missing the tactics a little bit here, trying to set it up. Eddy Chang coming out with the hands, fast and furious.
Nice step off to the angle. That was really nice by Ethan. Didn't quite land with that left kick, but it was still a beautiful cut. Nice slip to the outside. Didn't counter, but still doing a really good job of avoiding those punches.
Yeah, he's really staying out of his range. He's moving, lots of slips. One thing I've noticed, he's moving side to side. His hands are coming down a bit. He needs to keep those hands up. And Chang definitely pushing after him, but Ethan Doucette covering up well, protecting himself in the last minute of this fourth round.
There's a switch kick in by Ethan, and again and again.
Yes, yes. Right kick, Ethan.
Nice
nice
slip by
move.
Ethan to get to that side. And then Eddy to get out of there, though. He avoids that knee.
Yeah, he's getting very clever at avoiding the shots from Eddy Chang.
Yep. Not always capitalizing, but still, no damage done is no score poured.
That's right.
No point scored.
You see Eddy Chang, a little bit of inexperience there. He's kind of pounded into Ethan's shell as well. A little bit of midsection would be open.
Exactly, and that's where you want to see those kicks or those knees or just something to mix up those levels and ranges.
We're not seeing many knees in this this bout.
And really, Ethan has no reason to. He's winning the fight. He's his formula is working against Eddy. Eddy is the one that needs to change it up. I'd be surprised if Ethan at any point did something different.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's right. Yeah, Eddy's very active and pressing the pace, but he's not scoring much. So I think he needs to make some adjustments in the corner here between rounds.
Yep, all he's doing with those punches, Ethan, is just covering up, and what's left is just arms extended for Eddy with open ribs and open head. So Ethan's doing a good job of capitalizing on that.
Quick look at a replay here.
There we see miss, miss, miss.
It's off the top of the head. I believe that was our third round. We're going into the fourth round, I believe. Ethan Doucette, series of left kicks there, 3 in a row. Definitely looking a little more aggressive in this round. He's been getting the pep talk here between rounds from Coach Smandich to press the pace a little bit.
Go at him, Ethan. Hey, come on, Ethan. Boy. Move forward, Ethan. Go.
Chang with a little combination, all being shelled and blocked. Nice leg kick.
Ethan has to be careful he doesn't get a little bit elbow happy there. I know he's getting his timing for that elbow, but he's winning the fight. He has no real need to be trying to find that elbow. He's winning on the outside with those left kicks. Stick with that, and if it happens to come up, fine.
If it comes up, take it, but don't go looking for it, right?
That's a lot of mistake fighters make. They sort of get that smell of the elbow, and it's pretty intoxicating, if you will, and so he has no need to go there.
Not much going on in the clinch there, kind of nullified. These guys are having problems with the elbow pads. You see some tape.
Go, buddy, go, go, go. Go, Ethan. Come on. Push the pace, Ethan. Let's go. Round 4. Let's go. Turn it up, Ethan. Yes, again. Yes. Finish with the kick.
Ethan's moving away from that left kick. I'd like to see him go back and see how Eddy's now. There we go. But Eddy was definitely able to open up on the hands a lot more this round because Ethan was not using that left kick to sort of nullify that attack.
Wrapped up the fourth round there between Eddy Chang and Ethan Doucette. Ethan Doucette of Calgary taking on Eddy Chang of Edmonton. Classic Battle of Alberta going down. Eddy Chang putting his undefeated record on the line. See if he can remain at 7-0, and Ethan Doucette looking to move to 7-5 from his 6-5 current 6-5 record. Just coming off a recent stint in Thailand, as I mentioned. Fifth and final round. We're going to take a little bit of a 10-minute break after this round before we get into a couple of professional fights, and also Canadian champion Derek Jolivet taking on Keba Morena out of Elite Muay Thai in Port Orange, Florida.
Last round, Ethan. Let's go.
There's these 3 quick kicks right to get going, all left.
Good sweep. Oh, finishes up with a low kick. There, that was a nice knee. Look at that knee again.
Another knee.
Nice.
Suddenly pulled a long knee out of the bag here for the 5th and final round. Another long knee. They seem to be scoring. Eddy Chang's crunching down in his stance a bit.
That's not a bad call. Someone who's throwing those flurries with their hands out, those long knees are excellent weapon to sort of counter that.
Bull rush in there.
Yeah.
Almost got hustled right out of the ropes. A minute to go in the 5th and final round. Hopefully those elbow pads make it the rest of the way. Another long knee coming in. Another one. Oh, Eddy Chang did not like that one. He's
moving.
hurting.
Hands. He has to keep his hands up, though. Ethan has to keep his hands up on those knees.
Eddy Chang
Eddy
really
has no answer for those knees at this point.
He does not. Well,
Nice trip.
his body shots hurt, so now's a good time for Ethan to go up high. He's got the hands way down. Another solid knee.
Very nice knees.
Now he's going up high.
Those are some Thailand knees.
Yeah, exactly. Eddy Chang is looking a little haggard here coming into the last first of the round. Last 10 seconds. Oh, Ethan just missing with the spinning back kick. Eddy Chang getting a breather. Very solid.
Very good
5th and
fight.
final round. Ethan Doucette put an exclamation mark on that one. Wow, I don't know where the long knees were for the rest of the fight, or maybe it was just the right time. It was the 5th round, but he dominated with the knees in that last round. Eddy Chang is sore. His insides are jumbled, I think, a little bit from that.
Yeah, I think Eddie's winless or lost streak is a
His winless, his winning streak. That's what we're looking for. Yeah. Maybe coming to an end here. Very, very strong 5th and final round. Ethan Doucette really taking, when he pushed the pace, was really taking control.
something I envy about those little guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I don't think I ever sped up or picked up the pace ever.
No.
This bout brought to you by Coldwell Banker Commercial, Teams Managed Muay Thai, CRS Merrill Insurance, Arashido Martial Arts, Advanced Metal, United Communities. We'll take a short 10-minute break after this bout before we get into our next bout, which being a professional bout with Kelsey Andries taking on Isa Kaskanis. Kaskakangas, that's it. Of Sweden.
Let's hear it for both fighters, ladies and gentlemen. Another solid contest all the way down to the last second. The trophies and the bout, again brought to you by Coldwell Banker Commercial, Teams Managed Muay Thai, CRS Merrill Insurance, Arashido Martial Arts, Advanced Metal, and United Communities. And we have a winner by unanimous decision. In the red corner, Ethan Doucette.
Moving to 7-5. Eddy Chang taking his first